Hi, what's your name?
Al Natker.
Okay, Al, good to know you.
Same here.
If you would, why don't we start off and just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, Chris, for the last 14 years, I've been working in the convention and trade show industry. Currently, I'm with the Freeman Company, and I'm a freight operations supervisor with them. Prior to that, I worked for a company in Chicago, Corcoran Expositions. They're a trade show marketing and management firm, and I was an exhibit operations manager for them. What I'm doing right now is I'm in the process of reinventing myself. I want to cross back over into the restaurant industry.
Okay.
I spent most of my early career in food service, working in hotels and restaurants, and I found that this is truly where my passion lies. And I just really enjoy the industry and everything about it. It's very challenging and always new stuff popping up.
Get to deal with people?
You get to deal with people and all that. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to start off by getting back into it. I'd like to get a job as a kitchen manager because I feel the kitchen is the heart of any restaurant or food service operation.
Okay, sure.
And I'd like to be in a position where I have the ability to fast track into a general manager position within 9 to 12 months.
Sounds good.
And hopefully in 3 years or so down the line, if available, I'd like to go into a multi-unit management situation.
Okay. Well, now when you're in management, Al, I mean, typically, that means you're working with people, you're managing people. Talk to me a little bit about your management style, how you work with people, how you motivate people.
Well, I like the hands-on, open door policy.
Sure.
I like to lead by example. I don't believe in asking people to do something that I wouldn't do myself.
Okay.
I like to give my staff ownership of their jobs. Make them feel as that they are a major part, a major contributor to the operation and the success of the place, rather than just merely an hourly employee. But most of all, I'm very customer service oriented. You have to give people an experience that they're not going to forget in this industry. And if you don't, you're not going to survive very long because you won't have return business.
Exactly. I guess looking back on your career thus far, either in the trade show line or in the restaurant side of it, is there an accomplishment that comes to mind that you could share with me, maybe something you're most proud of?
Several years ago, I was working for the National Restaurant Association, and they gave me this opportunity to project manage a new event that they've never had. They never produced it before. It was the hot food tryouts for the U.S. Culinary Olympic team. As the project manager, I was responsible for every detail of the event. I designed and supervised the construction of the facility, which was 12 kitchens and a big dining room. I was the key contact for all the competitors and the judges. I acquired all the equipment and 90% of the food through exhibitor contributions. I hired and trained the wait staff, and I ran the operation during show hours.
Okay.
I also had to keep open communications with judges, competitors, press people, labor unions, support staff, and exhibitors.
Okay.
What I enjoyed most about this was that I got a chance to see a project go from paper to the completion.
Sure.
And National Restaurant gave me this opportunity to use skills that I never thought I had, let alone that I'd have the opportunity to use.
Well, it sounds like those are the type of skills that a general manager would have. The type of skills that you evidence. I guess bottom line, Al, as is always the case, the company's always got several people they can hire. They never have just one candidate. But if they had, like, say, down to 3 finalists for a position, why do you feel like they should hire you?
Well, Chris, I say that in 2 words: work ethic. I'm different than most people. I'll never give you less than 110% of myself. A couple of months ago, I was talking to my old boss, and he was telling me how big his company was growing and that he's got 50 shows and 10 exhibit managers now. And I commented that was great, and that meant 5 shows a year per manager. And he said, no, not really. It's more like 3, because a lot of the shows come around every other year. I said, well, Tom, when I worked for you, you had me doing 8 projects a year. He just said, well, you're different. You're an animal when it comes to work. Work ethic.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Well, I'm glad you could spend some time with me. I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks a lot.